Hi guys, it's Julie Spencer, author of the Buxton Peak series, and we are working our way through Buxton Peak Book 3, The End of the Beginning, and we are just starting into Chapter 5, which is called Welcome Home. Well, it's about time. Ian held open the door to his new home, which was more like a mansion sitting aloft an expansive estate. Welcome home, mate. I'm not staying. Ed stepped through the doorway, but his distant stare wasn't admiring the beautiful entryway. I need to get back to Michigan. You just got here. Ian felt his heart grow heavy. You're not resigning as my bodyguard, are you? I'm not sure. Ed pushed past Ian and invited himself down the hall and into the kitchen, where he held open the refrigerator door but stared at the contents within, not reaching for food. Finally, he pulled out a water bottle and opened it without speaking. His brows creased as he downed half the bottle and sighed. Are you hungry, pal? Ian slid past Ed to the fridge for a leftover casserole from the night before. Without asking if Ed wanted any, Ian got out a microwave dish and scooped up a generous helping, not turning around again until he pulled the steaming plate out and handed it to Ed along with a fork. Ed scooped forkfuls of chicken and broccoli into his mouth, but didn't seem to even register he was eating, much less enjoying it. He just stood there, staring out the window as he ate. Ian fixed himself a plate and sat at the kitchen island, slowly eating and observing. What's wrong, Ed? Ian forked a bite into his mouth, concerned for his friend. I can't leave her there. Ed's wide-eyed, blank expression drew Ian's attention out the kitchen window to the beautiful gardens. Ian hadn't even had a chance to explore them. They'd just moved in a few days prior, and he'd barely started unpacking, much less wandering outside. He put his hand on Ed's sleeve, pulling his attention back inside. Who? India? Ian cocked his head. Why didn't she come with you? I didn't ask her to come with me. Why not? Ian scratched his head. Where would she live? Ed asked. I don't even know where I'm going to live. Ed glanced around the expansive kitchen with a panicked expression. For now, you're going to stay with us, right? Ian asked. I guess. Ed sat down hard on one of the chairs. I hadn't thought that far ahead. You sent me a plane ticket? I got on the plane. What did India say? Ian scooted his chair closer to Ed. You've been dating for over a year now, right? Don't you think it's time to make some decisions about your future? She's furious, of course. She said I care more about you than I care about her. Is that true? Ian leaned forward, trying to get Ed to look him in the eye. Is what true? Ed's eyes met Ian's, still confused. Do you care more about me than you care about her? Ian asked. What kind of a stupid question is that? Ed creased his forehead. You're my best mate, but I'm in love with her. Does she know you're in love with her? Ian raised his eyebrows. Well, she should. Ed's face pulled together in a scowl. We've been dating for over a year. Have you ever told her you love her? Ian asked. No. Shouldn't she just know that? You've never told her you loved her? Ian's jaw dropped. And you think she should just know that? She's never told me she loves me, Ed pouted and shrugged. Guys are supposed to say I love you first, you dork. Ian reached over and smacked Ed on the back of his head. Do you love her? Of course I love her. What are your intentions with this girl? Ian asked. She's not a girl. Ed's expression changed to a cheesy, far-off look. She's a woman. Ed sighed and Ian lost his temper. Get your sorry rear end to Michigan and don't come back to Nashville until she's Mrs. Williams, Ian said. Really? A smile spread across Ed's face. Ian shook his head and pulled out his cell phone. He hit the button for the first person on his contacts list. Jeremy, I need you to get a plane ticket to take Ed back to Michigan immediately. Can you make that arrangement? Ian waited for his manager to respond, then pulled the phone away from his ear and gaped at Ed. Why are you still sitting in my kitchen? Get to the airport, now! Ed jumped out of his seat and ran from the room. Ian shook his head with an amused grin and pulled the phone back to his ear. When are you coming to Nashville? Ian asked Jeremy. I wanted to make sure Gary got settled with his mother before I left England, Jeremy answered. He just got out of rehab and honestly doesn't look all that great. I don't have a lot of confidence in his full recovery. Are you staying in Manchester then? Ian asked. I'm not his babysitter, Jeremy said. I'm Buxton Peak's manager. You need me in Nashville if we're ever going to get back out on tour. I certainly can't do it without you, Ian said. I'm just the singer and songwriter after all. Yeah, right. Sell that lie to someone else. How's our new drummer working out? Nathaniel and I had our disagreements in the beginning, but we're getting along famously now. Does he realize how famous he's about to become? Jeremy asked. Probably not, but don't frighten him before we even get him on stage, Ian said. Hey, I'm keeping you from making arrangements with Ed. He's going to be at the airport before we even get off the phone if we're not careful. Let me know when you get to Nashville. We have plenty of space here while you get settled. See you soon, Ian. Bye, Jeremy. Wow, that was a really quick chapter. That was the end of chapter 5 of Buxton Peak book 3. Into the beginning. I'm just thinking about our what's this called? Our Unspoken Words anthology. Because in this book there is a story called Buxton Peak Silence from Nashville. And it is the story of Ed and India. And so if you want to hear that, a lot of it is from India's point of view. So you get to know her. She's in Michigan at the time. It's a really sweet story. So I would encourage you to get this book. It is called Unspoken Words, and it is an anthology written by some of my favorite authors, including some from our group called LDS Beta Readers. So, Unspoken Words. Hope you like it. And I will be getting started into chapter 6 when we get back.